Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Radio and beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Radio and beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Radio and beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Radio and beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Radio and beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Radio and beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Radio and beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Radio and beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Radio and beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What? Beltway Radio. And beyond. Say Beltway Radio and beyond. What?
Just different.
You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Life is funny things we do to get money. Hardships, hard times. And these days, these situations, they be sticky like honey. If it ain't Corona, they trying to clone ya. What happens to the little girl that went missing from her home? Her own daddy keep touching her. Daddy, leave me alone. I ain't got the answers. Trying to get justice for George Floyd. And if Bill Gates got the cure, make sure he got one for cancer. We screaming stop the violence, but who we asking? The killer the same color as the one in the casket. I'm no preacher, spitting hard facts like bleachers. Make America great again. It's only for the rich leeches. Where's Felicia? I guess black reparations went to new prisons and new police substations. For black justice, they be debating. We gotta wake up, but I'm going back to back. I'm on one. Cold cases still hot in the hood, cause the nigga that did it, he still home, son. I'm my own rapper, but got a new balance. Rest in peace to all the young fallen soldiers. Didn't get a chance to show the world their talents. I'm so focused, trying to save the nation. Seeing the road ahead like a full focus. You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
You don't know what I seen.
It's like that.
Live your life, not mine.
It's like that.
If you know what I mean.
It's like that.
You don't know what I've been through.
Yeah.
You don't know what
It's
I've
like
seen.
this.
Yeah. Live
Yeah.
your
It's
life,
like
not
that.
mine.
Yeah.
don't know.
Life is a bitch and death is a motherfucker. You can't trust a mother, cause people be mother. They stab you in your back and they smile up in your face. They do whatever it takes to have another new place. The population polluted and robbing and shooting. Their mental state be diluted. They owe them all that they booted. Now how you only 17 and you looking 35. It's a wonderful time in this life to be alive. You better get your shit together. Stop wasting your time, cause time waits for no one. No person, place, or no thing. Yeah, it go fast, motherfucker. It go fast.
You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
You don't know what I seen.
It's like that.
Live your
It's
life,
like
not
this.
mine.
It's like that.
If you know what I mean.
It's like that.
You don't know what I've been through.
Yeah.
You don't know what
It's
I
like
seen.
this.
Live
Yeah,
your
it's
life,
like
not
that.
mine.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
They don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Yo, y'all know what it is, man. It's your host with the most, man. Focus Field of Phocuz Radio. And we do this thing each and every Thursday right here, man, at Beltway Radio and beyond. You can check me out on the IG at Field Focus, at Facebook, Focus Field, and for all my Twitter fingers out there, at Phocuz Radio, y'all. It's just that simple. You already know what it is, man. And I had a little situation today. And I had to get a ride to the studio. So as I'm getting a ride to the studio, I'm thinking to myself, right? Uber and Lyft has taken over, ladies and gentlemen. Do cabs still exist? As I'm riding to the studio, I was sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm in the car and I'm thinking, do cabs still exist? Do you remember back in the day, calling the cab company to get you a ride? You know what I mean? Nowadays, man, it's Uber and it's Lyft. And I was just thinking about so many different things, man, and how the world has evolved and changed, man. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. You feel what I'm saying? This new age, man, and this new generation. As the older folks may say, man, but I was just sitting back thinking how things have changed and how nowadays you call an Uber or a Lyft. But I do think it's faster than a cab, if you agree. I don't know about cheaper. I don't know about cheaper. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's cheaper. I can't remember what the fare would cost as far as catching the cab. Now, I do know I paid $36 leaving from Southwest DC coming here one day. It's like $36. So I don't know if it's cheaper, but it is quicker. I guess you could say more personable as far as the driver. I guess the car is a better car than the cab, because the cab only had the Crown Vic. What they had? The Crown Vic. Really like the Crown Vics, Chevrolets, and cars like that. But you know, the Uber, you can get you a limo style, all black, whatever you want, man. So just speaking on how we have evolved, man, over the years. It's now 2023, and it's scary sometimes, man, how technology works. But you already know what it is, man. I am your host with the most, Focus Field of Phocuz Radio, once again. And speaking on technology and how it works, man, www.Beltway Radio and beyond is also how you could hear the show. Coming up at 6:30, man, I got Sandy Bernstein coming through. She's a comedian, man, one of the funniest and hottest on the planet. So she'll be tuning in with us, man, and coming in and sitting down with me at 6:30 p.m. You already know what it is, man. And I want to get right into it, y'all. We had a guy that was actually wanted for murder, right? And I guess his case was real heavy because the U.S. Marshals actually wanted him
and came and got him. You know what I mean? But you know what happened? He was wanted on several warrants, and this was at the Atlantic Apartment Homes on 3rd Street, South Side, Southeast. And he walked up some steps, and this is according to the police chief. After he walked up the steps, he was engaged by the marshals, meaning the marshals approached him, right? And I guess he tried to run. The foot pursuit occurred along the walkway, and it went over to a breezeway area. The man pulled out a gun. You don't pull out no gun on these police. I keep telling everybody, stop pulling out your gun with these police. They are trained to kill. Serve and protect also, but they are trained to kill first. I'm telling you. And yes, they are supposed to shoot you in your leg, shoot you in your foot, shoot you in your shoulder, anything to stop you, right? For whatever reason it may be. But as we know, as black folk, that don't always happen, right? But anyway, he pulled out his hammer. They pulled out his hammer, and U.S. Marshals shot him multiple times. Conti said he couldn't confirm who fired the shots first, but that guy pulled out a gun. And once you pull out a gun, not only the D.C. police, not state troopers or nothing like that, we talking about the marshals. And they aired his ass out. In other words, man, he was a suspect, and he was allegedly wanted. He was supposed to appear in court, and they was coming on a warrant to pick him up, and he had an ankle monitor on after serving a year time for carrying a weapon without a license. So this guy just had a problem with carrying them guns and shooting them, and you see what happened. So I am telling all of my people out there, man, ain't shit changed, man. Especially, I know PG County, right? And let me stop, because I had Paul Lawrence, who was here not too long ago, and he was actually a PG County police officer, and then he became a loan officer. So I'm saying all this to say I am not downing our police officers. I'm not talking about the police or anything like that in a bad way. But what I am saying is that if we look back on so many police brutality cases, you want to talk about Rodney King, you want to talk about I want to say Terrence Johnson, what's his name? So many to name. The guy that just lost his life recently out there, and that was something personal. And the police followed him, actually pulled him over, pulled him out the car, tased him, and actually had beat him, and he had died. Excuse me. George Floyd. So many to name, but I want everybody, man, to see both sides of it. You feel what I'm saying? So this guy did pull out a gun. Because so many times we say, oh, the police did this, the police did that. But you got to see both sides to it, man. And we do have to abide by the law. I've always said that the police, they do what they want to do. I always said that. They don't abide by the law. But it's a lot of cases where we may not either. And it doesn't end up nice, man. It's not a good situation. So excuse me. You guys, man, be careful. Try to abide, as they say, by the law. I want my brothers and my sisters, but mainly my brothers, man, getting pulled over. Let them folks know what's going on. Let them see your hands, man. Like, don't be making no sudden moves, man. If you got a gun, tell them. So many cases, man. These police officers thought he had a gun. He didn't have a gun, and pow, pow, pow. Look what happens to our brothers, man. So, like I said, man, try to respect them. They'll respect you at the end of the day. I've always said white cop, black cop, not to be racist, but it seems to be that the brothers always give us a problem. If you've noticed, 301-761-1040 is the number if you want to call in or if you had an experience. And I'm just speaking on personal experiences. I've had more problems with the brother officers than I had with the white officers. And just keeping it real. I'm talking some real shit. So, already know what it is, man. Right here on Phocuz Radio, man. Just trying to keep my people focused, man. And like I said, man, so that brother, he did have a weapon. He pulled out his gun, aimed it at the police, and shot and killed him. And that's the story right there out of Southeast DC. So much, man, so much is going on in our nation's capital at the moment. And pretty soon we'll be in 2024. Time moves, you know, time moves so quickly. And I urge my people to get out and vote. I urge us, man, as Black people, nation's capital in DC, to do our research. We don't even really know what's going on. A lot of people are not really paying attention to what's going on. I actually spoke with someone recently, and I was just speaking on all the property that's for sale and that's available in DC, and how we have these developers, contractors actually, not even real estate people, and they're coming in and buying these properties, man. And east of the river, you got properties in Anacostia. It's 1.2 million. And we know goddamn well we can't afford it. Not all of us at the end of the day. But we have value like that that's going on, man, within our city. And it's not for us. So at the end of the day, all my serious people that are serious about making a change, serious about making a difference, let's get out and vote. 2024, a new president will be coming into office. I don't talk a lot of politics unless I have someone here that can talk that dialect and talk that politics tone. I can't really do it. I just get out and vote. Like, for whoever I like, Democratic, for the people, I just get out and vote. That's what I do, man. But maybe when that season comes along, man, I'll bring someone in and we can talk some political stuff. But just to make a long story short, get out and vote. Know what's going on around you. If you got some money, the interest rates are real high. I was talking to a real estate agent, and I said, damn, I wish I could get some property in D.C. And she was like, well, you know, not right now because the interest rates are so high. They have set them like above the normal rate, even with high credit scores. And I'm going to bring my man Paul back and a couple other guys to speak on the credit score as far as getting the house. I think it may be 690 or close to 700 just to qualify. But you got to watch out for the interest rates, because when you're talking good credit or credit period, you paying an interest rate. Your first year, you get that loan, you're like, damn, when you buy that car, you're like, man, this shit ain't gone down. I've been paying this every month. Give them a little something extra. Get that interest rate down, because it's always double. It's always triple or quadruple when you get a loan or you get that money. Remember that. So let's try to use our own money if we can. You know what I mean? So you already know what it is, man. I'm excited. We're going into the springtime. It's a new month. Today's date, March the 2nd. I just want to get everybody right, man. I just want to get everybody focused, man. I got a comedian that's coming on at 6:30, Sandy Bernstein. I've been trying to get her for 2 years. This is how busy her schedule has been as a DMV comedian and also traveling. So I'm just saying all this to say, man, it's a new month. It feels like a new year, you know what I mean? But it's just a new month. So let's start it off. Let's get focused, y'all. Let's get right. Let's stop procrastinating. Like, I was consistent on getting this comedian, man. And once y'all meet her and y'all see her, just the spirit and the vibe, I had to bring her on. And consistency, man, is what it's all about. Shout out to Bistro 55. And the owner of that guy, man, the brother, I went to that place, man. I said, I'm going to give you a shout out. He walked up on me or whatever. Man, what's up, man? Like, man, it's a great thing you're doing for the missing people and the missing community. And I'm like, wow. And I just told him it's all about consistency. Nobody else talks about it. But I was just like so humble at the moment because I didn't really know people really paid attention like that. Like all y'all paying attention right now and tuning in every week, right? And shout out to that brother, man. It's the old anyway, it's across from the old Oak something used to be, but it's across from the Checkers. And hey, Yogi, you can help me out, the old name of it. It's across from the Checkers, right there on Marlboro Pike. It's the Checkers, and you look right across the street, that old post office that's sitting right there. It's right there, man. The brother has remodeled it, and everything, man. Good drinks, good food, good karaoke today, and great spot, man. Right there, it's called Bistro, and it used to be a liquor store with pool tables and this little chill lounge type area, man. But he switched that thing around and he's made it bigger. Got a stage. They do live karaoke with a live band, and it's great, man. And it's like he just stopped me. I'm out partying. You know what I mean? Hey, brother, it's a great thing you're doing, man. I check out the show and whoop. So we never know, man. Gotta pay attention, keep our eyes open, people, and stay focused. So what I'm going to do, man, I want to take a quick 5 today, and I'm going to bring that song back. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've seen, because Phocuz Field is going through some things. You may not know, because I'm on every Thursday, and I'm trying to help people, and but you don't know what I've been through. That's the reason I was in that goddamn, I had to get a ride to the studio today, and I was talking about the Ubers and the Lyfts and the cabs and how shit has changed, man. So we'll take a quick 5, man, and we'll be right back, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Your host with the most, Phocuz Field of Phocuz Radio.
It's just different.
You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I seen. Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Life is funny things we do to get money. Hardships, hard times. And these days, these situations, they be sticky like honey. If it ain't Corona, they trying to clone ya. What happens to the little girl that went missing from her home? Her own daddy keep touching her. Daddy, leave me alone. I ain't got the answers. Trying to get justice for George Floyd. And if Bill Gates got the cure, make sure he got one for cancer. We screaming stop the violence, but who we asking? The killer the same color as the one in the casket. I'm no preacher, spitting hard facts like bleachers. Make America great again. It's only for the rich leeches. Where's Felicia? I guess black reparations went to new prisons and new police substations. For black justice, they be debating. We gotta wake up, but I'm going back to back. I'm on one. Cold cases still hot in the hood, cause the nigga that did it, he still home, son. I'm my own rapper, but got a new balance. Rest in peace to all the young fallen soldiers. Didn't get a chance to show the world their talents. I'm so focused, trying to save the nation. Seeing the road ahead like a full focus. You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
You don't know what I seen.
It's like that.
Live your life, not mine.
It's like that.
If you know what I mean.
It's like that.
You don't know what I've been through.
Yeah.
You don't know what I've seen.
Yeah.
Live your life, not mine. If you know what I mean. They don't know. You don't know. We don't know.
Life is a bitch and death is a motherfucker. You can't trust a mother, cause people be motherfuckers. They stab you in your back and they smile up in your face. They do whatever it takes to have another place. The population polluted and robbing and shooting. Their mental state be diluted. They owe them all that they booted. Now how you only 17 and you looking 35. It's a wonderful time in this life to be alive. You better get your shit together. Stop wasting your time, cause time waits for no one. No person, place, or no thing. Yeah, it go fast, motherfucker. It go fast.
You don't know what I've been through.
It's like that.
I needed that. And let's focus field featuring Cali Whoa, Live Your Life is the name of that track. I actually did that track, man, years ago. And if you listen, I was actually speaking on Donald Trump. He was just elected in office. And I just never had put that joint out, man. It was, I don't know. I think now is the time, though. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do a couple more like that. You know what I mean? Like I needed that, man. So as you all know, we do interview artists right here on Phocuz Radio. Get your music played, as long as there's some good music. We're gonna play it right here on Phocuz Radio. I've kind of helped a few folks, man, along the way, man. Like, this is an open book. Phocuz Radio is an open book, and we bring people in from all walks of life that could impact the community in any way. So, got a great guest coming on next week, man, Tasha Lyons, and she's actually friends with Monique Samuel and Chris Samuels of the Washington Redskins, and she's been on a reality TV show, and she's doing her thing with the candles, making her own candles and special scents, you know what I mean? But aim towards our culture and our people and stuff like that. So that's what we do right here on Phocuz Radio, y'all. We advertise, we market, and promote. So book your next interview with a brother. Strolling through my phone, I seen this story earlier. I had seen it yesterday, but I really didn't read up on it. But a father shot on the street while carrying his infant son, Southeast DC, Cedric Miller, 42 years old. I'm sorry, Northeast DC. Also, I made a mistake last week. I'm sorry, y'all. I made a mistake last week. The rapper that was killed, Montana Avenue, that was Northeast. It wasn't Southeast. And I had to go back and listen to the show. And I said, damn, I led my people the wrong way. That was actually Northeast DC where that had happened at. This happened in Northeast, not Southeast. I'm so used to saying Southeast, Southeast, Southeast. This happened in Northeast DC. And he was carrying his infant child in a car seat, holding hands with his older child, who was 5 years old. And he was gunned down. It's 8:30 in the morning. They found him dead, unfortunately, with multiple gunshot wounds. And this is according to the commander, William Fitzgerald. And this is what he reported. This is what he told the local reporters. Quote, Commander Fitzgerald and Captain Contish provide an update to a homicide offense that occurred this morning, 2300 block of 18th Street Northeast. We are asking for the community's assistance in this case. 202-727-9099, or you can text 50411. The children are safe. Wow. They're down with the mom. And he says, this is a really disturbing event, and we really need the public's help in this, he added. It's one of the most horrible things we've had here in the 5th District in several years. Suspect wearing a black mask, light colored pants, and a gray sweatsuit. Police believe the guy that did the killing could have been caught on several surveillance cameras. I keep telling you, Bammers, like, maybe, you know what? Maybe y'all just don't care. I got so many, let me tell you, if I could get 30 camera tickets for speeding, how many cameras do you think is going to catch your ass for shooting or killing somebody? Because everything is accurate. The time, no, that's you. No, that ain't me. No, that's you. I do it at my job all the time when shit goes on my properties. I'll be like, look at this. Look at this. Look at Mr. John Doe. Look at him. Look. That wasn't me. No, it was you. It was a blue shirt. Did you have on a blue shirt, a pair of jeans, and some white Air Force Ones? Did you have a mask on with a bubble black jacket with some skinny? That was you. Like, seriously, man. Shout out to all my Ring cameras. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. They say if you see something, say something. I can live by that motto for a long time. But God forbid if something happens to my peoples and me, anybody I'm close to, see something, say something. I'm not, nope. I'm not playing no games. Nope. Your ass is going down. Any harm to children, your ass is going down. Like I'm tired, man. Like it's just always something. I always say this, man. Like street codes, and we live by these rules, by the streets and all this. A guy walking with his kids, you couldn't wait. 8:30 in the morning, shot multiple times. What is that 5-year-old actually going to go through seeing his dad shot up like that? And a baby in the car seat. So I'm thinking, walking with the baby in the car seat, 5-year-old, pull up with a mask, walk up on you, guns this guy down. So the 5-year-old, you're no longer holding his hand. The car seat drops. Like, this shit is tragic when you think about it. Like, real talk. I think that's the second incident that has happened. I think it happened back in 2021. Another guy was walking with his kids to school in the early morning. He was gunned down. And I know for sure that happened in Southeast. This is a beautiful picture in the studio, man. Y'all need to, I'm telling you, book your next interview right here, man. Beltway Radio and beyond, man. Beautiful view right here, man. I'm loving this while I'm doing my show. Wow. Hey, B, man, Sandy tuned in yet? Right, hey, I'm sorry. It's real. I'm live. Sandy Bernstein is up next, and I'm telling y'all, man, I've been trying to get her on literally for 2 years, and you'll hear. You think I'm playing, and this is how hard I work to get people on this show, man. And she's just been that busy. So we're going to bring in comedian. I might be saying it wrong. I forgot what we call the lady comedians, but comedian. What is it? Comedian Sandy Bernstein is up, y'all, right here. Yo, Sandy, you already know what it is, man. This is like this. God did, as the song says, like this. God did make this interview happen for us. It's been a long time.
Yeah. And I apologize because I remember I was literally, wasn't it one Saturday I was supposed to do it, and I think your studio was in Iverson Mall. Is that right? Am I remembering right? And my car literally broke down in my driveway, if I'm thinking of the same interview.
Yep.
Okay.
I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. You actually have a show today. And I just want to thank you for gracing the stage of Phocuz Radio. But honestly, for real, Sandy, and I know that you are like an open book when doing your comedy. But how do you keep it going at your age? I mean, I follow you on Instagram. I'm like, you stay booked up. Like, it actually took us 2 years to get an interview. Like, you are that booked up. I mean, what does it take? Like, what could you tell other comedians, man, about the grind? Like, how do you do it?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for following me and for being such a fan. I had no idea, but I really appreciate it. And thank you for your patience waiting for me to get on. I do have a day job, so I do work full time. So that's where a lot of my time restraints come in as well. But I think it's just like time management, just sort of being very intentional and planning out my time. A lot of things. I do a lot of open mics. So the shows you see, they're not all booked shows, but I'm trying to get in more hosting to improve my skills. And I guess just be present, try to stay after the mics and shows and get to know your fellow comedians, because most showrunners and producers are comedians themselves. And I even, within this past year, have started producing and co-producing shows. So it's just a matter of seeing and being seen, I guess.
Let me ask you, you're from the DMV area?
Yes, I'm from Baltimore originally, but now I live in Montgomery County, like in Silver Spring, Burtonsville area.
Oh, you got you some money, huh? You moved, huh? You moved on up, huh? More, Silver Spring, Mo County. It's all good. Now what I do want to ask you, what would you consider your comedy? I've heard of like sketch comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is your style of comedy? Like, we all have to have some form of niche and some form of chemistry. So what's your style of comedy?
Well, I do straight stand up. I don't really do improv. I'm trying to get better at hosting and to be more spontaneous and to be able to do few more things on the fly, be a little bit more spontaneous. But pretty much I perform stand up. Most of my material is planned and written ahead of time.
Okay.
I describe myself as self-deprecating, irreverent, and playful.
Okay.
So I don't take myself too seriously. I'm like that favorite, that crazy aunt, the babysitter of last resort.
Got you. Let me ask you, it's so many comedians and comedians. I don't think that you guys are in any type of competition, but I've interviewed a lot of comedians and they say it's really hard to get work. It's really hard to be headliners because we have so many big names in the comedy world. So, but like I say, once again, I see you get a lot of shows. I don't think you have that problem, but are you headlining most of your shows opening up?
Oh, no, not at all. That's the exception rather than the rule. The next show that I'm headlining is at Magooby's outside of Baltimore in Timonium on Sunday, March 12th. And that's like a 20-minute spot. I mean, a real classic headlining spot. If you were in a comedy club, this is a privately produced show. It's not a show that's produced by Magooby's itself. But I mean, shows that are produced by the actual clubs like Baltimore Comedy Factory and Magooby's and DC Improv, typically a headliner would do 45 minutes to an hour. And I don't have that much A material. So I'm not really headliner level. I mean, on a national, but that's okay. You can think of me as that if you'd like.
Okay. I got you.
But I have to be humble.
Yeah,
but
okay.
there's talent in the DMV runs very deep. I could say that there are so many talented comedians in this area. And I don't really feel a sense of competition. I think everybody kind of brings their own style and material and chemistry to the table. So I kind of feel as though rather than being in competition with people, I try to be more collaborative and more helpful. It's that expression, all ships will rise.
That is deep. Let me ask you this. Who got you started doing comedy? Was there anyone that you had looked at and said, I wanna do what that person does? Is it just natural, or how did you become a comedian?
Well, it's a very interesting story. I'll try to give you the condensed version. I always liked comedy, but I never in a million years imagined that I would ever have the nerve to get up on stage and do it. So I didn't even aspire to do stand-up comedy. What happened was about 7-8 years ago at my day job, I'm a writer. So for a marketing department at a university, and my unit does mostly internal type communications. So we do a lot of stuff for human resources, and human resources decided that they wanted to throw a talent show. And so I was in the kickoff meeting for that, where we were planning the promotions and the materials. And my boss was also in the meeting. And I am always one to make wisecracks. So I said, "Oh, I've got the perfect headline for the poster we're going to do. How about if I say, who wants to commit career Harry Carey?" And the organizer of the talent show said, "That's it. We're signing you up to do stand up. You're the first person we're signing up." And I
Wow.
was like, "No, no, 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 no." But then my boss is there. She chimes in, "Well, you need a performance improvement. I mean, you need a stretch project for your performance improvement plan." And I'm like, "Okay, fine. When I go down in flames, you're going to have to write the performance
Mm,
improvement plan."
right.
But I thought, I thought about it. I mean, because at first I was like, "No way." But I thought about it, and there were certain factors in the decision. For one thing, I knew that anything that I was going to do, I would have to run past HR, so I wasn't going to lose my job over it.
Okay.
Uh, I work with a very nice professional group of people. They're very collegial, so I figured, okay, this is one place where I wouldn't get booed off the stage. There might be deafening silence, but at least people wouldn't be booing me off the stage. And at the time, what was going on in my life, my mom was in the later stages of Alzheimer's, so she was basically dying from Alzheimer's. My husband was going through treatment for colorectal cancer. He's going through chemo and radiation, and I'm pleased to say he is fully in remission.
Great
It's
stuff.
been
Okay.
it's been more than 5 years, so that's
Great.
considered cured.
Okay.
But he was going through all that, and so I wasn't going anywhere that summer. So I thought, well, this is either going to be a welcome distraction or it's going to be the cherry on top of my shit sandwich. And so I said, what the hell? I'll go for it. So I took about 6
What the hell
weeks,
of a sandwich, Sandy, man?
maybe a shit cupcake. I don't know. I guess you wouldn't put a cherry on any kind of sandwich. Maybe it's
Oh
a shit
my
cupcake.
God, man. So so your comedy, I've heard you a few times.
Mhm.
Shout out to Martinis out there in White Plains. That's where we met.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a great show. That was doing it for David Carter for
David
Section 8
Carter. Yep.
comedy.
And I
Oh, that
bought,
was one of my favorite shows. He
yep,
he
that
puts
was
on a
good
great
stuff.
show. He is hilarious.
I brought him on,
Mhm.
and then Stacy Carver.
Oh, I love
Brought
Stacy.
him on. I don't know if you're familiar with Gigi Wong. I mean, so many has
Yes.
graced the Phocuz Radio stage. You know what I mean, Sandy? So um,
Mhm.
most of your comedy is real, right?
Mhm.
You're telling
Yep.
real life stories. And it's for the women, right? And it's for us too, but mainly for the women, right? The empowerment of women. It's making them laugh, right?
Yeah, I mean, I make everybody laugh, but I think, women especially can relate to me.
Okay.
But for some reason on TikTok, most of my fans are teenage boys, and I don't know what that's all about. I'm
Uh, uh,
I'm really careful what I say on TikTok. I don't want the feds showing up at my door.
um, we, we're going to wrap this up. I know you got to go, but one question. I
Mhm.
always like to bring my guest into the Phocuz Radio world, and we
Sure.
have so many things that's going on. But the main thing I want to ask you, how do you feel about missing people, mainly missing children, those that go missing? 'Cause that's my platform here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times they're forgotten people,
Wow.
especially I mean, we know, especially people, people of color, they're underrepresented and they're basically invisible. Whereas, let's face it, if some little white kid goes missing, news of it is everywhere.
Mhm.
It's not really a level playing field. So I think a lot of awareness has to be brought, to missing people, of every race and gender. And I mean, all ages. I mean, I found out a few years ago there's such a thing as senior trafficking. And
Mm.
yeah, that's where people are, take advantage of older people and milk them for their benefits and stuff like that. And so I mean, yeah, it touches all levels of society, but and you worry about these missing kids. Are they being exploited, or
Right.
are they
On so many different
alive?
levels. Right. Right. So many
It's
levels.
I can't imagine anybody. I mean, I don't have kids, but I can't even begin to imagine somebody who's missing their child.
Mhm.
It's unimaginable.
Wow. Before I get you out here, we got
Mhm.
60 seconds.
Okay.
Up and coming shows. I think you're somewhere every Thursday, Hadsville. Am I correct?
No. I didn't.
Oh,
Every Wednesday, I sort of do a mic in Gaithersburg,
oh,
and a
okay.
lot of times I host it. It's not my mic, but I'm usually there on a regular. But as far as upcoming shows go, this Saturday I'm going to be in Baltimore in the Lou Room at Zissimo's on 36th Street in an all-female show called Lip Service, and that's 8:00 this Saturday in Baltimore.
What type of service?
It's called lip service, like blah 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 blah, that kind of lip service.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, yeah, these lips.
Oh, I got you. They can follow you on Instagram at Sandy Bernstein Comedy, and anywhere else they can catch you as far as social media if they want to see clips and for your next show, up and coming shows coming up.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, like you said. I'm also on Facebook at Sandy Bernstein Comedy, and I'm on TikTok. And as far as the upcoming shows, I also have a website, sandybernsteincomedy.com, and I try to keep that up to date. So if you want like a listing of my shows coming up, I try to update that every week. So that's a good place to go. And it actually has links to the venues. So that's a good place. But I try to promote my shows on Instagram and Facebook. And and there's another show that I produce that's on Monday at Busboys and Poets in Columbia. That show is just about sold out though. But that's one I do once a month for Try It Out Comedy. And I'm like the co-producer and the host of that show. And like last month, we had Tommy Taylor Jr. as our headliner, and he's great. Okay. And this month we have a gentleman out of Philly. So so just keep an eye on my page. And I also, like I said, I try to post flyers of where I'm going to be and what I'm involved with. I also co-produce a couple of open mics with another comedian, Walter Gottlieb. And a week from this Monday on the 13th, we've got one coming up at Home Slice Pizza in Columbia. And then at the end of the month, we're doing one at Barking Dog in Bethesda. So yeah, just keep an eye on my social media and you'll see these things as they come up.
Sandy Bernstein, I want to thank you for gracing the stage of Phocuz Radio. You're now plugged in.
Thank you so much for having me and being patient. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And we'll definitely be in contact.
Okay, great.
Then you know what it is. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right. Yo, y'all know what it is, man. Right here on Phocuz Radio, man. And that's what we do, man. Exclusive interviews, man. Sandy Bernstein. You can follow her. She's hilarious, man. Like real talk. Like seriously, for real. Follow her, man. You already know what it is. I'm gonna hop right into it. We do this missing segment right here I do it every day, each and every Thursday on Phocuz Radio. And the special thing about it this week, Relisha Rudd was reported missing in 2014, actually 9 years ago, on March the 1st. Last seen with a 51-year-old creep named Khalil Tatum, who killed his wife. 2 weeks later, killed himself, and there are still no signs of Relisha Rudd. And if you guys follow me, that's one of the reasons why I do this missing segment. So it's somewhat of a anniversary, and just keeping her name alive, man, right here on Phocuz Radio. And it bothers me every time. It's like, wow. Let's go, y'all. And what I decided to do this week, I wanted to aim more towards our older gentleman. He's been missing since March the 22nd, almost a year, 2022. Wilbert L. King Jr. Have any information about Mr. King, you can call 202-727-9099. 61 years old at that time. He may be 62 now. Last seen in the unit block of Galveston Place Southwest, near Wild Work. Wow. Missing since Tuesday. And missing since Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. 5 feet, 8 inches tall, 250 pounds, short, bushy, black hair, black mustache, brown eyes, missing top front teeth. His clothing description is unknown. Not trying to be funny, but keeping it all the way real, like they did in a report. We say distinctive things. Mr. King is missing some top fronts. So that will be one distinctive thing, like they also named in the report. That's one distinctive thing about Mr. King. Wilbur King, y'all, missing for almost 1 year now. Wow. Amani Gooms, I reported her also. This is my third time maybe reporting Amani. 2200 block of Savannah Terrace, Southeast. Friday, June the 14th, 2022. A little over a year she's been missing now. She's reported missing at 9:30 p.m. She's 15 years old. Last seen in the 2200 block of Savannah Terrace, Southeast on January the 14th. Black female, dark complexion, 5 feet 4 inches in height, 135 pounds, brown eyes, black hair. Last seen wearing a black jacket, orange and gray ski pants, and orange and white sneakers. It's been a whole year. With this picture, I would say distinctive with the big earrings, and what they reported was orange and gray ski pants. Orange is a very distinctive color, so that's something that you would notice right away. Wow. Y'all know what it is, man. Right here on Phocuz Radio. And what I am going to do, let me see. I'm going to go to my live. I have one more. Let me see. This is also, like I said, I wanted to focus on more so the men today in the missing community. I've reported him also. This is Nelson Mendoza Aguilera, 1300 block of Fort Stevens Drive, Northwest, Uptown. He's been missing since Saturday, October the 22nd, 2023. So we're talking November, December, January, going into 5 months in total.
It says 22.
Oh, damn. I mean, 2022. So 1 year he's been missing and 3 months. 1300 block of Fort Stevens Drive, Northwest. Reported on Monday, October 24th, 2022. I've actually had him on the show before also. He's a Hispanic male, 5 feet 3 inches in height, 110 pounds with brown eyes, black hair. Clothing description is unknown. One thing I would say, just Hispanic male. His name is Nelson Mendoza Aguilera. Wow. 2022 that was, ladies and gentlemen, not 1 year, 2022. Wow. And what was Sandy had just broke it down, and she said senior trafficking, but she broke it down on another level and said as far as the scamming and the fraud and taking their money and taking advantage of them. That's why I say, man, it's on so many different levels, man. We got, wow, and not missing, but like she said, like trafficking, because that's what they're doing at the end of the day. Just like the missing community, the trafficking community, human trafficking community, billion-dollar industry. They make a lot of money off people. So let's just keep bringing awareness, man, to keep our people safe. In other words, man, let's bring our babies home. Talk to your kids, man. I say it all the time. Check their book bags. You know, what's in the book bag. Talk to them. Sneak up on them at school. Is making sure that they going away. They leave work early sometimes. Make sure they going away home. They supposed to go. Like, you got to do a lot of extra stuff these days. And I think the thing about it is we're so busy, and, you know, it's the time thing with us. Like, we ain't got time. I ain't got time. I ain't do this, that. We have to make time, ladies and gentlemen. Those cases, man, are from 2022. And, wow. Still haven't came home. Y'all already know what it is, man. I got to wrap it up. Beltway Radio and Beyond.com to see the shows. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We got some slots available also if you want your own show. You know what I mean? You already know what it is, man. I am Phocuz Field of Phocuz Radio. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Please share this. I'm out.
Your life not mine. If you know what I mean, they don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Life is funny things we do to get money. Hardships, hard times. And these days, these situations, they be sticky like honey. If it ain't corona.